Today's lesson, lesson 6.5, is on percents of numbers. The learning goal is I can find markup, sales tax, commission, discount, and tips. There's lots of other words too, like sales tax, which is something that you have to pay in addition to what you originally owed. A tip, which is kind of the same thing if you go to a restaurant and you want to leave something for your waiter or waitress on the table. You would leave a tip. So we're going to talk about how to calculate the tips today. Commission is if you sell something and maybe like a car or something like that, and you get an additional bonus for selling that thing. So we're going to talk about how to find commission too. So much like in class, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be doing two different ways to solve these. So as I mentioned in class, we have the percent over 100 is equal to the total amount over x. So again, we have percent over 100 is equal to part over whole. Part over whole. Okay, where the percentage is 15. So I'll do 15 times 22 and 100 times x. So 15 times 22 is 30. And then 2 times 5 is 10, plus 1 is 3. So this ends up being 330. Next, I'll divide both sides by 100. We get x is equal to 3.30. So the tip amount then that you would leave for your taxi driver is $3.30. Another way to do this is to say we take $22, take the 15%, convert it into a decimal, and multiply. We get 330, but there's two decimals to the right of this 15, two decimal places, and we get 330. So that's our tip. Now for these next questions, you could go ahead and solve it using a proportion, or you could just multiply like I did with the last example. So for this next question, Mr. Eller is actually going to take over and do number 2. Hello class, this is Mr. Eller here, and I'm going to be teaching you how to do 15% of 25 here. Okay, so being from North Carolina, what we used to do was we'd multiply these two numbers together to find the percent. Then we got 25 times 0.15, 25 times 0.15, so we end up with 5 times 5 is 25. Then carry the 2, we got 2 times 5, which is 10. Carry the 2 again, so we got 125. Now I'm going to go ahead and add a 0. 5 times 1, which is 5. 1 times 2, which is 2. I add all these numbers up real good, and I get 375. Now what they used to teach us when I was down in North Carolina was to make sure we move the decimal over 2 places from the right if there's 2 spaces there. So I'm going to go 1, 2 to get 3.75. Now that number right there is going to be what my tip is. My tip. That's what I'm going to leave for the waiter when I'm finished eating at that restaurant. Well, Mr. Eller, I really appreciate you taking the time out to solve that problem for us. I know you're a very busy man, so thank you so much. You're welcome, Mr. Liu. It's not a problem at all. You know, being from North Carolina, we are always finding tips for everything. But you know, when I got my driver's license, I made sure to just drive all around North Carolina and get as much food as I possibly could. You know, but since I moved to Abu Dhabi, I've been really busy, and you know, I just haven't had time to get my license and go out and try to get some food. So But thanks again for letting me do this problem with you guys. I probably told you too much information here, but the tip was 375. So thanks again. Thank you, Mr. Eller. Let's continue. Markup, and we have a wholesale price of 13. So the first thing we want to do is we want to convert 110 into a decimal. So we have 13 times 1.10. We move the decimal over 2 places from the right. Next, I'll multiply. Those numbers together. Next, I'll add to get 1430. Now I move my decimal over 2 places from the right to get 1430. So my markup is 1430. Let's continue. Number 4. The food bill is $25 and the sales tax is 6%. So I'll do 25 times 6%, which is 0.06. I move the decimal over 2 places from the right, and I get $1.50. Next, I'll do 25 times 0.15. You get 7, to get 375. 375. Move the decimal over 2 places from the right to get 375. Finally, because it's asking for the total cost here, this is the sales tax. And this is the tip. We want to add everything together. So I'll do 25 plus 150, get 2650. Then I'll add 375 plus 2650. You get $30.25. So my total amount then is $30.25. Let's do one more question for today. Julie is paid a monthly salary of $2,100 plus commission. Last month she sold 1 car for $39,500, earning a 4% commission on the sale. How much was her commission and what was her total pay for the month? So commission is, like I said, a bonus you can get for selling things. A bonus you can get for selling things. So what we want to do is, okay, this is going to be what her regular monthly salary is, so we're going to kind of keep that off to the side for right now. Now we have $39.50 and we have 4%. I'm going to convert this 4% into a decimal. Do you know what 4% is as a decimal? It's 0.04. Next, I'm going to multiply 39500 times 0.04. I'll go ahead and multiply. And then I do the same thing with the zeros. Now I'll go ahead and add these up. I move my decimal over 2 places from the right to get a commission of $15.80. That's my commission, is $15.80 commission. $15.80 commission. Now we need to take that commission and add it on to our monthly salary. So we have 2,100 plus 1,580. So they end up with $3,680 as her total pay for that month. So to summarize things up, if we are looking to find the percent of a number and we're looking for tax, tip, discount, markup, markdown, let's go ahead and do a T-chart of these different things here. So if I wanted to find a markup and I was going to add it on to my original cost, maybe markup would be an add. Tax would also be an add. Commission would also be a, what do you think? An add. How about a discount? Discount is a subtract. Discount is a subtract. How about a tip? Is a tip going to be added or subtracted? It's going to be added. How about a markdown? Markdown is going to be subtracted. How about if it says off? Well, that's going to be one of those subtracted ones. How about if it was shipping and handling? Shipping and handling. So this is a great tool to kind of help you separate the difference between the adding and the subtracting here when it comes to these types of problems. So reviewing our learning goal today, I could find markup, sales tax, commission, and discount. Thank you.